Hey, I want to make a quick impromptu video here tonight, kind of a late afternoon video. I usually do my videos much sooner than this. And also I want to apologize if you hear a go-kart zipping around in the background. My son's enjoying his birthday present right now. I don't want to make him stop. Usually he's allowed to play this late in the evening because I'm not filming. But apparently yesterday there was an article about the Navy SEALs are going to replace the SIG with a Glock, you know, the SIG MK25, P226, whatever you want to call it, that they are phasing it out slowly and going to start replacing it with Glock17s. Well, this has made a lot of people send me emails asking me about this, because that's how I know that the article must have been out there, because I'm getting a lot of questions about it. People are sending me questions. One person sent me a question saying, well, how do you feel about the Glock, your least favorite gun, replacing your favorite gun, the SIG P226, with the Navy SEALs? Which there's a lot wrong with that question, because one, SIG P226 is not even my favorite SIG, much less my favorite gun, the MK25, whatever you want to call it. And I don't hate Glocks. I actually own a couple of Glocks. I actually like Glocks. But to just kind of humor people and answer the question of what I think about the MK25s being replaced slowly by Glock17s, I think it's about time. I don't think the SIG P226s and guns like that are appropriate guns for the military. And I'll tell you why. There's a couple different reasons why I don't think those guns are appropriate. For one, they're a lot more expensive. Now, I know a lot of people will say, the Glock, just there you go into the Glock because it's so much better. Well, no, really, because if you read the report that they did back when they were replacing the M9, they ended up going with the MK25. They said that the Glock did really well, it was reliable, and that it passed the saltwater test really well, but in almost every other category, it was outperformed by both the Beretta and the SIG P226. So that's just reality. You can't change reality. It's not saying anything bad about a Glock, because they said it did very well, but don't be like, oh, it's so much better gun. It's a good gun, it's not a better gun. And the reason I say that it's about time it be replaced, even though it's not a better gun, that the Glock17 replaced the MK25, even though it's not a better gun, like I said, is for multiple reasons. For one, the SIGs are kind of expensive, and that's taxpayer money buying those guns. So if they can get a gun that costs a third or even half, but usually close to a third as much, with my taxpayer money, that is still drop dead reliable, spend less money, spend less of my taxpayer money. Now, if this was the military's primary weapon, I'd be like, get them the best gun regardless. But it's not their primary weapon, it's a backup gun. And even though the other guns might perform slightly better in tests, that doesn't mean that they actually perform better in the field. And I think the Glock will perform in the field every bit as an MK25 or a SIG P226. So I still think the military is getting a great gun for a lot less money. So I think that's a great reason to go to it. And I think it's about time. Another reason is it's lighter. The SIG P226 is almost a 2-pound gun. It's a heavy gun, which that doesn't matter when it's like me or you. If it was you or me and I was choosing, well, let's just say if it was me, because I'm not going to choose for you. And plus, I don't want to be you. You dress funny. But if it was me and I had to choose between a Glock and a SIG P226, I'm going to choose the SIG P226 because I think it's a little bit better gun. It doesn't mean I think the Glock's a bad choice. I just like the P226 better, think it's a little bit better gun. And I'm not carrying another 30 pounds of equipment with me to where that extra weight matters. But with a military person, that extra weight matters because they're carrying a lot of other stuff. So they need to cut weight where they can. So that's another good reason to go to a polymer framed gun. I've said for years that the military needed to start catching up with the polymer gun craze, the polymer handgun fad, as some people like to call it. It's perfect for the military. So I've always thought about time they get with the times to go to polymer guns. Firm believer of that. That's why I'm glad they went with the P320 over the Beretta. So that's another good reason. Another good reason is they carry other weapons. So even if the Glock was a little bit less reliable than the SIG, which it's not less reliable, it just scored a little less in the test, still every bit as reliable a gun, every bit as capable a gun, it's not their primary gun. They have rifles. If I was carrying a rifle with me, then I wouldn't worry so much about what my backup sidearm was. But since I don't carry a rifle, I try to go with the best gun that I think I can carry, which for me is a 686, so what do I know? So that's another reason right there. It's not their primary weapon, so why not go to the gun that's just as good in every feasible way, weighs less, and cost less. I just think that makes perfect sense all the way around. So for those of you out there that are like, how do you feel about the SIG being replaced by the Glock? I think it's awesome. I think it's about time. I think that's what those guns are best at. Those types of guns are best for military deployments, things like that. These lightweight, easily replaceable, inexpensive, super reliable, capable guns. They have military written all over them. Those of us that aren't military, that carry one gun, and that's it, and the weight really doesn't matter that much, we can go with what we think is the absolute best gun. But for the military, I don't think you really get much better than the Glocks and the SIG P320s. I think those are just primarily made for that in mind, that type of use in mind, like a military use. So to me, that's a good move. I support it 100%. And it doesn't bother me at all because, like I said, I like SIGs, I like Glocks, and I want the military to have good weapons, but I want them to be cost effective, I want them to be reliable, and I think the Glock 17 fits that bill perfectly.